Cassady.
Hey, how's everybody doing? So, I heard a statistic recently that said 1 in 20 men are gay. But I think any number of men in any other number of men is already pretty gay. So I don't know how necessary it is to have that statistic in the world. And I saw something weird the other day. I was at the, I haven't been able to categorize it yet. Like, it was either the douchiest thing I've ever seen, or it was the most natural thing I've ever seen. So I was at the gym, and one big guy walked up to another yoked fella, the intimidation lunge, and in response, this other guy lifted his shirt up and flexed his abs. And I think we can all agree that that's a pretty douchey thing to do. Like, I put that right up there with, like, if your grandmother died, and you were asked to give the eulogy, and you concluded with YOLO, like that level of douchery, like, what's up, bro? Nah, I wasn't getting laid. I can see why you would think that. Nah, I was at the G-Ma's funeral giving a sick eulogy. What's that, Ted Brosby? What was I wearing? Well, I had my Timbs on, because they don't call me Gits, Puss, and Boots for nothing. And I had my khakis on and my oversized basketball jersey, because I've been a fan of Russell Westbrook for about 3 days now. I thought I'd tell you. And to finish it all off, I had my hat on backwards with my frat letters on the back, you know, Delta Beta for life. And yeah, well, I'm going to have to catch you later, Pop Bro, Picasso Bro. I'm going to hit the gym. If anybody comes at me, I'm going to lift my shirt, flex my abs, show them who's boss. Now, I'm not saying everybody with that accent is a douchebag, but it's the only voice I have, so we're going to roll with it. So, yeah, this is a douchey thing to do, but it could also be, like, the perfect example of natural male confrontation. Like, how do peacocks win over mates? They flash their colorful ass feathers. And I don't mean colorful ass feathers like, oh, that's a big ass dog. What's an ass dog and why is it big? No, like they have colorful feathers on their butt. Like, you've all seen peacocks. I don't need to explain the peacock mating ritual to you. I think you all get it. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, I don't think that sort of response would make sense in any other setting. Like, if you're waiting in line at the bank and someone cuts you in line, and you lift your shirt up and flex your abs, that's not really going to get you anywhere. It's just going to give you weird looks. Or like, if you're at a playground and I don't know why you're at a playground. Maybe your father stole your childhood and you're just looking to get that time back. I don't know. But, none of my business. But you're at a playground and a kid comes up to you with one of their weirdly specific insults, like, looks like your shoulders didn't get the memo from the rest of your body that you're trying to get physically fit. And they look a little smaller than the rest of your arms. Looks like you have some localized muscular dystrophy. What I'm trying to say is that you look a little muscularly imbalanced. And in response you say, I'll show you muscularly imbalanced, and then you lift your shirt and flex your abs. You're going to go to jail. They really don't like when you do that to kids in any sort of setting. I've been seeing a lot of weird things recently. Like, just today, I was walking down the street, and I saw a guy rolling down in one of those, what are they called? It's like a hoverboard with a handle, like what Paul Blart. Segway? Segway, thank you. So, I don't know if you guys can tell, but from my haircut, but I'm white. So, I'm pretty nondescript. But the only thing I have going for me is I'm taller than average. Like, I'm 6'4", and people think that being tall has all of these advantages, like getting grunts from audience members at stand-up shows. But there's also, like, a lot of disadvantages. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I still live in the dorms, and being this tall, like, every time I shower in the communal bathroom, it turns into the creepiest scene with Wilson from Home Improvement you've ever seen. Hey neighbor, Head and Shoulders is a wise shampoo choice. You think they should make a knees and toes body wash? Because if they did, got a great jingle idea for them. By the way, whatever you're doing with your pubic hair is fantastic. Please do that. That show is pretty entertaining, Home Improvement. You have Tim the Toolman Taylor, and all those other characters. And like for me, something else that's pretty entertaining is Facebook. I know it's old, but like Facebook can still, like a lot of stuff happens on Facebook. Like, oh, the homecoming queen's pregnant again. And there's like this new trend of inspirational videos going around Facebook where it's like a solid color background and some music plays, and then text rolls across the screen and tells a story of this unknown person and their like rags to riches tale, or like an interesting thought-provoking event in their life. And then the big reveal at the end of the story is who it is, and you're supposed to be like, oh, I didn't know that happened to that person. And every time I see these, I just think there's absolutely no way that that actually happened. I think he just made that up trying to make a viral video. And you know, they all pretty much go the same way. They all go a little something like this. One day, a boy was born to a poor family in a poor neighborhood. His mother died during childbirth, and his father did not have a decent enough job to raise his 17 children. So they all went into foster care. The young boy was adopted first by a nice family from the city with a Hyundai Sonata. Every day on his walk to school, he'd pass a television store and stop in to watch the Arizona Cardinals play football. And it became his dream to be a Cardinal himself. He excelled in school, he got great grades, and he soon became the star athlete he always wanted to be. By the time he was 16, he had recruitments from every top college football program in the country. Things were looking great. He was junior prom king, his girlfriend was junior prom queen. But he got her pregnant. And he didn't want to throw away his football potential, so he decided to leave it all and transfer schools to continue pursuing his football career. I know, right? But all hope was lost. The guilt from leaving his girlfriend and his child ate away at him until he couldn't take it any longer, so he dropped out and he started doing drugs. Before he knew it, he was homeless, blowing dudes on the street just to get some money for his life. He walked past the same TV store, but instead of watching the television, he'd just look at the glass and be disappointed by the reflection of himself. It got so bad that he contemplated suicide, and the night before he took his life, he got incredibly drunk and high and fell asleep outside of a church. The next morning he awoke to a priest standing over him. "My son, what has happened in your life that's led you down this treacherous path?" The man had no words. He could only cry. But the priest welcomed him in with open arms and showed him the ways of God, and this gave the man purpose again. He devoted his life to the church, and he worked until a new version of his dream became true, and he became a cardinal of the Catholic Church. But he didn't stop there. He was hungry for more, so he kept working and working until he reached the apex. That's right, this man is Pope Francis. Bullshit, that's Pope Francis. I don't believe for 1 second, I think you're just blowing white smoke up my ass trying to make a viral video. And if you believe that for a second, let's just go back and fact check some of this, okay? First, Pope Francis is from Argentina. That's not the type of football he's watching. 2, I don't think Pope Francis was blowing dudes on the street for cocaine. I think if any blowing happened in his life, it was after he joined the church. But I'll let you figure this out. So the reason I tell this story is, with all this fake news apparently going around, like, you gotta be careful what you're sharing online. You gotta make sure that, like, it's actually true. So just please, before you share something, just take a second to make sure that it actually makes sense. Thank you.